Just before heading up to Stoke Bruin, we stopped in this lovely village called Yardley Gobion, just to the south. While we were here, we were moored outside Baxter's boatyard and also got some coal from them. With many walks abound, it's a delightful historic village with a lovely church, and when I had a visit, it was shortly after Epiphany, so I saw these really sweet knitted nativity figures with the three kings on one of the tables. However, despite the nearby Grafton Regis being a lot smaller, it has much bigger claims to fame. Perched atop a small hill, its church has a treasure trove of history in it. At the end of the nave, there's an exhibit to the explorer and pioneer meteorologist Robert Fitzroy, who invented the barometer. There's even this radio thing with a voice recording of his story.
I am Admiral Robert Fitzroy, and I am one of the most important sailors of the early 19th century, pioneer of the science of weather forecasting. I made my name as captain of HMS Beagle, and in 1831 I chose Charles Darwin to accompany me on my second voyage around the world.
In commemoration of his discoveries, a region of the Bay of Biscay used for maritime conditions reporting was named in his honour. He also invented this thing called the storm glass. The text on the bottom here explains what the liquid in the glass is supposed to look like depending on the weather, and according to this, the storm glass is still working as it was cloudy and quite windy on this day, which apparently means it's meant to crystal, although you could just look out the window and get the same conclusion. They also had a historic timeline of the village stretching from an abbey being founded in I think the 13th century to the royal residences all the way to today. And these pretty creepy statues of the former royal residents, one of which was King Henry VIII. These members of royalty would come here on holiday to go hunting, and this eventually gave the town the suffix Regis. And yet another village with a delightful church. This town is Pottersbury. But back to Yardley, I've got to mention the pub here. It's probably one of my favourites we passed whilst on the boat. It was such a locals pub. We went there on a Friday night whilst we were there, because they had a live band on who were absolutely brilliant. And what was even more brilliant was that half the village was at the pub that night. And one of the guitarists kept on changing his wig. Now you're probably looking at this just thinking it's a bunch of trees, but in those bushes there is a moat for a former castle with no ruins, and all that remains is this. And the continual crap rainy weather put these sluices alongside the canal to work. Just like Stoke Bruin, I very much miss Yardley Gobion and the Northamptonshire countryside, but alas, we're making our way south closer to Milton Keynes.